You're listening to greensports.net simulcast on the Triple Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. I'm Nicholas Callas. First pitch just about to be thrown out. Deer Lakes is taking the field as the higher seed, so they represent the home team in this game. Deer Lakes number 3, Waynesburg Central seeded at 6. How these two teams got here? Well, Deer Lakes won Section 1 in Class 3A. They had an 8-0 section record, and they had a first-round bye, so this is Deer Lake's first game of the postseason after not having to play in the first round. Waynesburg Central, seeded at 6, finished third in Section 3 with a 7-3 record. They beat South Park in the first round. Waynesburg Central beat South Park, the number 11 seeded team, to move into this quarterfinal game and earn the right to play Deer Lakes to move on to the semifinals. Waynesburg Central, Raiders, Deer Lakes, Lancers, 3A softball playoffs in the WPIAL. Starting pitcher for Deer Lakes is Matty Key.
Stepping in for Waynesburg Central, the shortstop, number 4, Kylie Goodman.
Matty Key on this team. She is doing the pitching. She's a sophomore. And coming in for Waynesburg Central, leadoff hitter and shortstop Kylie Goodman. Matty Key left-handed, and Kylie Goodman a right-handed hitter. Third baseman playing in for Deer Lakes, as is the first baseman. First pitch is outside for ball 1, and that is how this game begins. Temperatures right now around the Pittsburgh area, 79 degrees at first pitch. Second pitch missed outside, counts 2 balls and no strikes on Kylie Goodman. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. 2-0 just a bit outside. Kylie Goodman's taken 3 pitches, and they've all been off the plate. Counts 3 balls, no strikes, nobody out. This is the first inning of 7 regulation innings in WPIL softball. This is the quarterfinals in Class 3A. That fastball on 3-0, right over the middle of the plate. Counts now 3 balls and 1 strike. Corner infielder still in. Keegan Cook at first base playing in front of the bag, as is third baseman Delaney Kaiser. Kylie Goodman with an open stance from the right side of the plate. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit out towards straightaway right field. Backing up on it and making the catch is Lydia Guthrie. So Kylie Goodman flies out to open up the ball game. And with that, we'll look at the defense of Deer Lakes. Doing the catching, Tia Germanich. Playing first base, Keegan Cook. Playing second base, Anna Bakulich. Playing third base, Delaney Kaiser. At shortstop, Shane Sarah. And in the outfield, it's Tina Waxmonski as that pitch misses for a ball. In center field, Reese Hazley, and in right field, Lydia Guthrie. That's the defense for Deer Lakes, who is representing the home team in this game. It's top of the first inning, no score yet. Ground ball through on the ground, past the second base bag into center field, so that's Waynesburg Central's first hit of the game. Comes the second batter in, Paige Jones aboard at first base, with a 1-out single in the first hit for Waynesburg Central.
That brings up the pitcher, number 7, Kendall Lemley.
Here's Kendall Lemley standing in now, doing the pitching in this game. She stands in from the right side of the plate against the lefty Matty Key. Still no score, top of the first inning. Waynesburg Central batting against Deer Lakes, ball 1, pitch missed low. Waynesburg Central, a Greene County team. Of course, you might know that since you're listening to greensports.net, but they're right around the area where Waynesburg University is. The two share a similar region down there. That ball into left field. That ball will roll toward the corner on the ground. Paige Jones is being waved home. The throw-in is cut off. Throw-in from left fielder Tia Waxmonski. But that won't stop an extra base hit, and that won't stop a run from scoring. Paige Jones scored all the way from first base. Kendall Lemley into second base with an RBI double. And right away in this first inning, it's 1-0 Waynesburg Central. Still 1 out. Runner in scoring position. That's Lemley at second base. And she will get a courtesy runner now. Out to courtesy run for Lemley is Bree Kerr. a freshman.
Bree Kerr, courtesy runner on second.
Of course, in high school, pitchers and catchers have the two most demanding positions on the field. So, batter shows bunt, pulls back. That pitch missed for a ball, and down to third base goes Bree Kerr after the catcher, Germanich, dropped the softball. This is a pitch high and in, and Germanich just lost it after the bunt was pulled back by batter Hannah Wood. Hannah Wood, a left-handed hitter. She takes a strike over the outside edge, count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count, 1 out, top of the first. It's 1-0, Waynesburg Central leads. Kendall Lemley doubled home Paige Jones for the first run of the game in the top of the first inning, and then Bree Kerr, the courtesy runner, advanced on a passed ball. That one caught a strike on Hannah Wood. Now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hannah Wood doing the catching in this game and batting fourth in Waynesburg Central's order. Lefty on lefty matchup. Underhanded pitch is fouled away by Hannah Wood. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hannah Wood is a 5'2" junior on this team. Facing Maddie Key, sophomore pitcher. 1-2 slapped on the ground. Diving stop by the shortstop, but she bobbles it and will have no play. So a run scores. Diving stop by Shane Serra at shortstop to prevent any more bases from being taken. But courtesy runner Bree Kerr scores from third base. And aboard at first with an infield single is Hannah Wood. It's now 2-0 Waynesburg Central leads.
Stepping in, number 8.
And with the catcher getting on base, Waynesburg Central will elect to bring on another courtesy runner. That's Abby Davis at first base.
Abby Davis pinch run to first base.
Running for Hannah Wood as a courtesy runner. Now standing in is Lily Rush, who swings and misses for strike 1. Lily Rush's dad, Dan Rush, one of the assistant coaches on this team. Dan Rush been an assistant coach for about 6 years overall. Also coached for some of his sons when they came through Waynesburg Central Raiders baseball team. That one fouled off, counts no balls and 2 strikes on Lily Rush. With Abby Davis, the courtesy runner on first base. One-two pitch from Keita Rush. Too far outside. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's 2-0. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes. It's the top of the first inning. This game just getting underway, but Waynesburg Central already has 2 runs, thanks to hits from Kendall Lemley and Hannah Wood. 1-2 pitch is popped into the air behind the plate, and the catcher, Germanich, could not react in time. It dropped foul just beyond her outstretched underhand glove. So the dimensions of this softball field at West Mifflin: in right field, 197 feet. In right center field, 198 feet. In center, 200. In left center field, 198 feet and 197 feet down the left field line. That one outside, counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So this field's symmetrical. 200 to center, 198 to the right center and left center field gaps, and then down the lines, 197. 2-2 pitch to Rush. Swing and a soft ground ball toward the right side of the infield. Bokulich plays at second. And she throws on to first to get the out of Lily Rush. But on the play, Abby Davis moves from first to second. So that's 2 outs now. Top of the first inning, Abby Davis in scoring position. And that'll bring up Erilyn Eiseminger. Eiseminger is a 5'6" senior on this Waynesburg Central team, starting this game at third base. Pitch from Keys, caught a strike over the outside edge. Count is no balls and a strike. So Paige Jones got the first hit for Waynesburg Central. She got a single. She scored on a Kendall Lemley double. And then Hannah Wood hit a single that scored courtesy runner Bree Kerr from third after she advanced on a wild pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Bokulich another chance. She throws to first and gets the out of Eiseminger to end the top of the first inning. But for Waynesburg Central, 2 runs scored on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After a half inning, it's Waynesburg Central 2, Deer Lakes 0. You're listening to greensports.net. Simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Standing in, it's Lydia Guthrie. Top three hitters due up since they're getting their first chance on offense here. First pitch swing and a miss by Guthrie, counts 0-1. Facing Kendall Lemley. Starting pitcher is a junior on this team, standing at 5'7" on the mound. So it's Lydia Guthrie batting now. She should be followed by Delaney Kaiser and Shane Serra. That second pitch missed, low, counts even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Deer Lakes gave up 2 runs in the top of the first inning, so Waynesburg Central with an early lead. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch from the left-hander Lemley is off speed and swung on and missed by Guthrie. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lydia Guthrie, the right-handed hitter, standing in against the lefty Lemley. Both teams sending out left-handed pitchers in this game. This is the quarterfinals of Class 3A in WPIL softball. Swing and a miss on a fastball. That's strike 3. Lydia Guthrie down on strikes. That's out number 1 in this bottom of the first inning. Let's go over the starting defense for Waynesburg Central. The visiting team in this game, doing the catching, Hannah Wood. At first base, Kaylee Varner. At second base, Lily Rush. Playing third, Erilyn Eiseminger. In left field, Riley Hicksonbaugh. In center field, Morgan Stevenson. And in right field, Paige Jones. Swinging a foul ball off the back foot of Delaney Kaiser, so that's strike 1 on her. Delaney Kaiser playing third base in this game for Deer Lakes. She has the highest number on the team, number 41, and she's a 5'4" junior, standing in at the right side of the plate. That pitch missed inside, just missed her knees as she bent out of the way. The count is even now. 1 ball, 1 strikes on Kaiser. Kendall Lemley on the mound. Kendall Lemley struck out Lydia Guthrie to open up this bottom of the first inning. It's 2-0 Waynesburg Central leads at the bottom of the first. Deer Lakes batting now. Even count 1-1. Swinging a foul ball down the third base line. Well out of play, and that progresses the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is greensports.net, simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. This broadcast brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Just a bit low. On that straight pitch count, even now 2 balls, 2 strikes. On third baseman, Delaney Kaiser. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. Lemley steps back, winds, and throws underhand. That one just a bit low and outside. And that runs the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Delaney Kaiser. Base is empty. Corner infielders playing even with the bags. And the middle infielders playing around standard depth. 3-2 coming. Swinging a ground ball toward third base, played by Eiseminger. She throws across the diamond to Kaylee Varner at first base to get the out of Delaney Kaiser. That's out number 2.
Stepping in the shortstop, number 9, Shane Serra.
So Shane Serra will bat with 2 outs, and the base is empty. Batting in the third spot, she is the daughter of head coach Rick Serra. He's been at Deer Lakes for 3 seasons. And before that, he was the middle school coach of Deer Lakes. That one caught a strike, counts 0-1. He's continued the success of this Deer Lakes team. Deer Lakes has not missed the playoffs since 2010, so not counting that COVID-19 missed season, this is Deer Lakes' 11th consecutive softball playoff appearance. Swing and a miss on that pitch. Serra down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Wind and pitch from the left-handed pitcher. That one is outside. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Shane Serra, batting from the right side of the plate. Shane Serra, 5'3" junior. 1-2. Just a bit low and outside on that pitch. Well placed, but not caught a strike. That evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Waynesburg Central leads by 2. That ball fouled off. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it is the bottom of the first inning. Deer Lake's batting. Their opportunity to respond to Waynesburg Central's 2 runs scored in the top of this inning. They have 2 outs and the base is empty. Swinging a ground ball, a diving attempt by the shortstop, and it gets past her backhanded outstretched glove, goes into left field. And that's the first hit for Deer Lakes as Shane Sarah stops at first base with a single. So she's aboard with 2 outs. And pitcher Maddie Key is coming up to the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup, swing and a foul ball. Tap to the backstop behind the plate. That's strike 1. Maddie Key gave up 2 earned runs on the top of the first inning. Now she's batting with Shane Sarah on first base and 2 outs from the cleanup spot. Swing and a tapper on the ground. On 2 hops, second baseman Lily Rush throws to first baseman Kaylee Varner, and they get the out of Maddie Key, and that ground out ends the first inning. For Deer Lakes, no runs scored on 1 hit, and 1 runner was left on base through a full inning. It's 2-0. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Kaylee Varner just looked at a pitch too high for ball 1. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Waynesburg Central. Kaylee Varner, Riley Hicksonbaugh, and Morgan Stevenson. 1 ball, no strike pitch coming. Swing and a miss, and that fastball counts even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-handed pitching Maddie Key gave up 2 runs on the top of the first inning. Pitching in this second inning to the bottom of Waynesburg Central's order. The right-handed hitting Kaylee Varner in. 1-1 pitch. Too high, counts 2-1. So Keystone Oaks was beaten by South Allegheny earlier today. That game was also on this side of the bracket, so South Allegheny moves to the semifinals and will play the winner of this game between number 3 Deer Lakes and number 6 Waynesburg Central. That one swung on and missed. And strike 2 on Kaylee Varner. Kaylee Varner, a 5'6" junior, starting at first base for Waynesburg Central in this game. Swing and a miss and a high fastball. Kaylee Varner strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Maddie Key in this game, and that's the first out of this top of the second inning.
18, left fielder, Riley Hicksonbaugh.
That'll bring up Riley Hicksonbaugh, left fielder. Number 8 hitter in this order. Hicksonbaugh's a 5'6" junior, and she steps into the right-handed hitting batter's box. Top of the second inning, it's 2-0. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes in this quarterfinals game. This is the first game Deer Lakes has played because Deer Lakes had a bye in the first round. That pitch misses high and inside for a ball. 1-0 on Hicksonbaugh. Waynesburg Central had to beat South Park in the first round. Waynesburg Central came in as the 6th seed after finishing 3rd in Section 3 of Class 3A in softball. 1-0 swung on and missed. Another high fastball offered at and missed. Counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Kaylee Varner struck out to open up this second inning. And now here's Hicksonbaugh. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. Open stance by Hicksonbaugh. 1-1. Bunch shown but pulled back, and that pitch missed off the plate outside. Counts down 2 balls and 1 strike. Temperature in the area is supposed to drop, but by the time this game's over, it'll still be in the low 70s. So really starting to feel those summer temperatures as we get past the middle of May. That pitch missed upstairs. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 1 strike on Hicksonbaugh. Too high, that's ball 4, and Hicksonbaugh works a walk. With 1 out, first walk issued by Maddie Key in this game.
Stepping in with 1 out, center fielder number 15, Morgan Stevenson.
Catcher Tia Germanich goes out to talk to pitcher Maddie Key. They're having a mound visit right now without the infielders. It's just the 2 of them talking. Gloves covering their faces, and now they walk away.
Grab yourself a
So Morgan Stevenson at the plate now. The corner infielders are playing in. Keegan Cook at first base and Delaney Kaiser at third base playing in front of the bags. And the middle infielders still playing at their regular depths. Stevenson shows bunt, pops it up, and it's a diving catch at third base by Delaney Kaiser. Morgan Stevenson showed bunt rather late, and she popped it up on the left side of the infield. It was a small window, but Delaney Kaiser playing in helped her secure that catch. She got there in time on a curled-up dive.
Brings up shortstop, company order number 4.
And that is out number 2. Riley Hicksonbaugh was able to retreat back to first in time. So she's still at first with 2 outs, and now Kylie Goodman up. She takes ball 1 outside. Kylie Goodman flew out to right field in the first inning. She was the only out before Waynesburg Central mustered some hits together to push across 2 runs. That pitch just a bit outside off the plate, counts 2 balls and no strikes. Riley Hicksonbaugh on first. She walked. There's now 2 outs. Top of the second, Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes 2-0. Swing and a miss. Or rather a foul tip, but same result, counts. Now 2 balls and a strike. First baseman playing in front of the bag, third baseman playing even, and the middle infielders at standard depth. With 2 outs. 2-1 pitch from Key coming. Upstairs and outside, counts now 3 balls and 1 strike. Key steps on the mound, drops back, twirls the arm, and throws underhand. Swing and a miss. Counts full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, you can't lead in softball, but with 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, Hicksonbaugh should get a jump from first base. She should be stealing with this situation. 2-run game, Waynesburg Central leads, top of the second. No runs in this inning, but 2 runs scored by Waynesburg Central in the first. That pitch fouled back beyond the backstop behind home plate, and the count remains full 3-2, and Hicksonbaugh will retreat back to first after stealing. Can't move up on a foul ball. 3-ball, 2-strike pitch coming once again. Runner goes from first, and that ball fouled off around the same place behind the backstop. Count still full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is Greensports.net's coverage of the quarterfinals in Class 3A in the WPIAL. 3-2 pitch one more time. Too high and inside. That's ball 4. Riley Hicksonbaugh will automatically get second base after that walk. Forces her over to second base. Second walk of the inning issued by Maddie Key puts Riley Hicksonbaugh on second and Kylie Goodman on first base. And now time called. Quick meeting at the mound by pitcher Maddie Key, catcher Tia Germanich, and assistant coach Kate Hederman. Some other Green Sports games that we're covering today, all are in Class 1A. This is the only 3A game we're covering because Waynesburg Central's the only Greene County team that made it to the quarterfinals in Class 3A. But in Class 1A, West Greene, number 1 seed, and Mapletown, number 9 seed, are playing each other right now at Waynesburg University. So you can tune into that game. We're covering that game. And then Jefferson Morgan is playing Union. Jefferson Morgan, the 7th seed in the 1A bracket, playing the number 2 seed Union. That game going on at Montour High School. And that game has started. We're also covering that game here on greensports.net. So if you want to flip-flop and check out the 1A games going on among Greene County high school teams, you can check those out on greensports.net. It's 1 ball, no strike count on Paige Jones. Second pitch called a strike. Count even 1 ball and 1 strike on Paige Jones, who singled. She was the opening hit that later came around to score. She was the first run scored of the 2 that Waynesburg Central scored in the top of the first inning. That pitch too far inside and high. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike on Paige Jones. Swinging a foul back, count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seems like the Waynesburg Central hitters are being baited to swing at that high pitch thrown by Maddie Key. She's got like a rising fastball as it comes out of her hand. It's getting those Waynesburg Central hitters in this game so far. Another high fastball fouled off down the right side over the fence out of play, so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deer Lake says their 5, 6, 7 hitters due up in the bottom of the second inning, but in a jam right here with 2 on and 2 out. Swinging a sharp ground ball to third base, Delaney Kaiser steps on the bag at third to force out Riley Hicksonbaugh, and that play ends the top of the second inning. So for Waynesburg Central, no runs scored on no hits. There were 2 walks in the inning, and 2 runners were left on base. After the top of the second inning, it's 2-0. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes in this Class 3A quarterfinal softball game of the WPIAL. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Deer Lakes batting now. Their 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. Reese Hazley, Tia Germanich, and Anna Bokulich. First pitch swung on and missed. It was off speed, thrown by Kendall Lemley. Counts no balls and 1 strike. Lemley into that windup. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. That one tapped foul. And that'll move the count quickly to no balls and 2 strikes. Or my correction, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reese Hazley, the number 5 hitter and center fielder on this Deer Lakes team. She's a 5'5" senior. Lemley looks for a sign on her wrist. Now winds up and pitches. 2-4 outside, count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Deer Lakes batting in the bottom of the second, trailing 2-0 against Waynesburg Central. Winner of this game moves on to the semifinals to play the number 2 seeded South Allegheny softball team. 3-2 pitch, grounded foul. It was an inside pitch, and Hazley pulled it, but too far, left of the third base bag. Goes foul. Count remains full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. Swinging a chopper on the ground to the right side of the infield. Lily Rush plays in on a couple hops and throws to first baseman Varner for the first out. So the bottom of the first inning ended with a ground out to second base, and now the bottom of the second starts with a ground out to second base. 1 out, base is empty. Bottom of the second inning. Here's Tia Germanich. Germanich, right-handed hitter, doing the catching in this game for Deer Lakes. She's a 5'4" sophomore. Has an even stance at the plate. On the ground, softly hit to third base, played by Eisenminger, who throws to first base to get the out. So Tia Germanich grounds out on 1 pitch for the second out of the bottom of the second inning. It's 2-0. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes. Bottom of the second inning, Deer Lakes batting. Anna Bokulich comes to the plate. Bokulich playing second base in this game and batting 7th. That one softly lined over the head of the shortstop, Goodman, into left field for a base hit. Second time in this game that after 2 quick outs, a Deer Lakes batter got a single. Second hit of the game there for Deer Lakes in this bottom of the second inning. They got a runner on with 2 outs. And Keegan Cook will come bat. She stands in the left-handed batter's box, facing the left-handed pitcher, Kendall Lemley. A pitch called a ball, counts 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Waynesburg Central leads 2-0. Deer Lakes batting with a runner on first base. Swing and a miss. Cook pulled off that fastball outside. Couldn't make contact, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Anna Bokulich on first base. Swing and a miss. Keegan Cook once again pulled off that pitch. Like she was stepping out trying to run before completing her swing. Did not make contact, and now she's behind in the count. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kendall Lemley gets on the mound, winds, underhand throw, swing, and a miss. As a matter of fact, it's a foul ball. I spoke too soon. Foul tipped by Cook as the ball got away from catcher Hannah Wood. Keegan Cook, left-handed hitter. She stands in at 5'7". She's a senior on this team. One of 3 seniors on the Deer Lakes roster. Swinging a ground ball, pulled foul. And that hits the fence down that first base line. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is the West Mifflin High School softball field, the neutral site of this Class 3A WPIL softball game between Deer Lakes and Waynesburg Central. This is the quarterfinals. Winner goes on to play South Allegheny. 1-2 in the dirt, but picked up on the backhand by catcher Hannah Wood. So no advancement from Bokelich on first base. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 count with 2 outs and a 2-0 game. Swing and a line drive into right center field. That will split the gap and 2-hop the wall. Rounding third is Bokelich. They're going to stop her at third. Into second goes Keegan Cook. And that puts both runners in scoring position with 2 outs. The first extra base hit of the game by Deer Lakes.
For Keegan Cook, moving Bokelich over to third. 2 outs. Brings up the designated player. 15. Sophia Lorenza.
So it's still early, but Deer Lakes, who's down by 2, has their best scoring opportunity to this point in the game. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on Sophia Lorenza, the designated player. And there are several scenarios and substitutions that can be made between the designated player and the flex player. I'm not going to go over all of them with you right now, but if anything happens, I'll tell you what happened. Ground ball, Goodman at shortstop plays, throws to first, not in time though. That was a ground ball, softly hit to the left side of the infield. Charging in was Kylie Goodman, but her throw to first base was late. So Sophia Lorenza beats out the infield single. She nets herself an RBI with Bokelich scoring from third base. On the play, Keegan Cook Keegan Cook advances from second to third. 1 run in, it's now 2-1. Waynesburg Central still leads, but Deer Lakes has the potential tying run and go-ahead run on base. Swing and a miss, strike 1. We're back to the top of the order now for Lydia Guthrie, who struck out in her first at-bat of the game, which was just last inning. Keegan Cook on third, Sophia Lorenza on first base. 2 outs, 1 strike pitch. Swing and a chopper foul behind the plate. And the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Waynesburg Central had a plethora of offense in the first inning, struggled to score in the second inning. Deer Lakes struggled to score in the first inning, but has gotten consecutive runners on base with 2 outs here in the second. And they have an opportunity to tie this game while it's still early. No ball, 2 strike pitch. Swing and a miss. She swung over the inside low fastball. And Waynesburg Central pitcher Kendall Lemley escapes danger, striking out Lydia Guthrie for the second time in this game. But for Deer Lakes, 1 run scored on 3 hits. 2 runners were left on base. After 2 full innings, it's Waynesburg Central 2, Deer Lakes 1. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Triple Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. I'm Nicholas Callas. It's the top of the 3rd inning. Waynesburg Central is now on offense, leading 2-1. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Waynesburg Central in this half inning. Kendall Lemley, Hannah Wood, and Lily Rush. Kendall Lemley doubled, got an RBI, and then her courtesy runner, Bree Kerr, later scored on a hit by Hannah Wood. Time called at home plate. There's a baseball from the other field. Came on after being fouled off. There's playoff games going on the baseball field as well, so both softball and baseball fields next to each other and hosting playoff games in the WPIAL. That pitch missed for a ball. Count is 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed pitcher Maddie Key facing the right-handed hitter who taps that pitch. It was a swinging bunt. It stays fair right next to the first base line, and Tia Germanich picks it up and throws to first base. Kendall Lemley didn't see the ball. She didn't run out of the box. So a more than routine play there. Rather easy out for Germanich to get, with Lemley not running. So a swinging bunt. Stayed fair. And with one out, here comes left-handed hitter Hannah Wood, who is 1 for 1 with an RBI in this game so far. Pitch missed inside for a ball. Counts 1 ball and no strikes. One out, base is empty. Corner infielders playing in. Middle infielders at standard depth. It's 2-1. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes in this Class 3A quarterfinals softball game in the WPIAL. That pitch missed outside. Counts 2 balls and no strikes. And for any and all playoff games in the WPIAL, you can tune to Trib HSSN, the Trib Live High School Sports Network. They are the exclusive home for playoffs in both baseball and softball in the WPIAL. Hannah Wood ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Swing at the 3-0 pitch is lined out toward left field, but that is well foul. 20 feet to the left of the third base and left field line. Hannah Wood still way ahead. 3 ball, 1 strike count on Waynesburg Central's cleanup hitter. Left-handed pitcher facing the left-handed hitter. 3-1 pitch coming. Too far inside. That is ball 4. Hannah Wood works a walk. Second time she's reached base in this game. And time will be called. Hannah Wood is the catcher, so she has a courtesy runner that's going to take her place on the bases. It's the same courtesy runner as last time, Abby Davis.
Abby Davis goes to first base as a courtesy runner.
Abby Davis on first, 1 out. And strike called on Lily Rush, who stands in now. Number 5 hitter for Waynesburg Central is 0 for 1. She grounded out to second base in her first at bat of the game. Now getting her second plate appearance in here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss, chased an outside fastball. And Lily Rush quickly down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Kendall Lemley started this inning by hitting a that pitch missed outside, counts 1 and 2. Pardon me, let me start that sentence over. Kendall Lemley grounded a ball right by the first base line, so she grounded out to the catcher for the first out of the inning, and then Hannah Wood just walked. So her courtesy runner on base now, Abby Davis, as Lily Rush swings and misses at that pitch for the second out. That is strikeout number 2 for Deer Lakes pitcher Maddie Key in this game. And that'll bring up Erilyn Eiseminger with 2 outs. First pitch missed too high for ball 1 on Eiseminger. She's 0 for 1 in this game. She grounded out to second base back in the first inning. It's 2-1. Waynesburg Central leads with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Swing and a miss. Count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike. So Abby Davis, courtesy running on first base. High school rules in both softball and baseball dictate that the pitcher and the catcher can have a courtesy runner. It's 1 runner. You can't pick the runner. You got to pick it before the game. And that runner runs for the pitcher and the catcher at any point in the game when they get on base, because those 2 positions are the most taxing, the most demanding on the bodies of these players. So it gives them an extra chance to rest and gets another player in the game who can go ahead and run the bases. 1-2 pitch coming, swing and a miss. So Maddie Key threw an inside fastball over the plate that was called a strike, and then got a swing and a miss of Eiseminger. Second consecutive strikeout, third of the game for Key. And that strikeout of Erilyn Eiseminger ends the top of the third inning. For Waynesburg Central, no runs scored on no hits. There was 1 walk in the inning and 1 runner left on base. Through 2.5 innings, it's Waynesburg Central 2, Deer Lakes 1. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Triple Life High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Bottom of the third inning has come around. Deer Lake's batting, and on the first pitch, a foul ball by Delaney Kaiser for strike one. Delaney Kaiser 0 for 1 in this game. She grounded out to third base in her first at bat. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up in this half inning for Deer Lakes. Delaney Kaiser, Shane Serra, and Maddie Key. Kendall Lemley still doing the pitching for Waynesburg Central. Swing and a soft liner, same spot down that third base line. Falls foul, and the count progresses to no balls and 2 strikes. Temperature's starting to drop a little bit with the sun setting over right field. Still 78 degrees, though. Pretty warm out here. No ball, 2 strike pitch. Just a bit low and outside. Count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is West Mifflin High School softball field, right next to the high school. Got a whole complex here, a baseball field next to it. Swing and a foul ball. Delaney Kaiser still behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This softball field dimensions pretty standard. 200 to center field, 198 feet to the gaps, and then 197 feet down each line. So a symmetrical softball field. 1-2 pitch is foul. It's the fence down by the first base side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out in this bottom of the third inning. It's 2-1. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes. Waynesburg Central hasn't scored since the first inning when they got 2 runs. RBIs from Kendall Lemley and Hannah Wood. Deer Lakes got their first and only run last inning on an RBI single by Sophia Lorenza. That pitch missed. Counts even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes on number 2 hitter and third baseman Delaney Kaiser. Right-handed hitter in against a left-handed pitcher, Kendall Lemley. Just a bit low. That runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Guys are exercising discipline and patience, and it's paying off. Delaney Kaiser leading off this inning for Deer Lakes. It's the bottom of the third inning. Deer Lakes down by a run. Payoff pitch. Swing and a pop fly on the left side of the infield. Kylie Goodman, the shortstop, calls it about 3 feet from the third base line. Team third baseman Erilyn Eiseminger couldn't see it, so Kylie Goodman took care of it. And that is out number 1. And that'll bring up Shane Serra. Serra in this game is 1 for 1. She singled back in the first inning. Got the first hit for Deer Lakes in this game. Kendall Lemley gets the sign from the band on her wrist. Winds up, throws, and gets a foul ball. Serra hit it down the right field line. That's strike 1. Lemley to this point in the game, 1 earned run given up on 4 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Through 2+ innings on the mound. 0-1 pitch coming. Too low, counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike on Shane Serra. Serra, a 5'3" junior on this Deer Lakes roster. Swing and a pop fly. Left side of the infield. Past the turf that represents infield dirt. On the field, Kylie Goodman made the catch. Just beyond the represented infield. So 2 pop-outs to short. Start this inning. 2 quick outs for Waynesburg Central. And with 2 outs, bases empty, that'll bring up Maddie Key, who's 0 for 1 in this game with a ground out to second base. This entire field is made of turf, but there is different coloring. They've got that red-brown kind of color to represent infield dirt as that pitch missed for a ball. And then on the outfield, it's that light green. So you have representations of what is generally the infield and the outfield, just Just different colors, but the whole field's made of the same turf material. That pitch swung on and missed. That's strike one on Maddie Key. Maddie Key, a straight left-hander. She pitches left-handed, and she also bats left-handed, and she is facing her mound opponent, Kendall Lemley. That pitch missed for a ball down low. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning. Deer Lakes is trailing Waynesburg Central 2-1. Swinging a sharp ground ball past both the first and second basemen into right field for a base hit. That's Maddie Key's first hit. 5th hit for Deer Lakes off Lemley. And that 2-out single puts a runner on first for number 5 hitter Reese Hazley. And we got a courtesy runner now.
Bringing up center fielder, number 11, Reese Hazley.
Avery Rethage is the courtesy runner for pitcher Maddie Key.
Number 5, courtesy runner first.
So she's replacing, or not replacing, but just courtesy running for the pitcher, Maddie Key. Swung on first pitch of this plate appearance is hit out toward left center field, and Waynesburg Central center fielder Morgan Stevenson had no trouble tracking that ball out around left center field, and that flyout ends the third inning.
Remains Waynesburg Central 2, Deer Lakes 1.
So for Deer Lakes, no runs scored on a hit, and 1 runner was left on base. Going to the 4th inning, it's Waynesburg Central 2, Deer Lakes 1. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. The 4th inning is about to begin. Waynesburg Central batting. They are scheduled to send their 7, 8, 9 hitters to the plate. Kaylee Varner, Riley Hicksonbaugh, and Morgan Stevenson. Still on the mound is left-handed pitching Maddie Key, who throws a fastball by Kaylee Varner for a strike. Counts no balls and 1 strike. Varner struck out back in the 2nd inning, so she's 0 for 1 in this game. Varner with an open stance, straight up. Right-handed hitter facing the left-handed pitcher. That one too far outside, count even 1-1. So far, the numbers for Maddie Key: 2 earned runs given up on 3 hits, 3 walks given up, and 3 strikeouts. Swinging a pop-up, left side of the infield, foul territory, and it's too far away. It goes over the fence, out of the reach of Delaney Kaiser, and that pushes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. West Mifflin High School. This is the West Mifflin High School softball field, the neutral site of this Class 3A quarterfinals game between the number 3-seeded Deer Lakes and the number 6-seeded Waynesburg Central. Time called by the home plate umpire, and it seemed Kaylee Varner got something stuck in her eye, so she's lifting up her helmet and wiping it away. And she'll step back in that right-handed hitting batter's box, facing the left-handed pitcher, Maddie Key. 1-2 pitch, Key in the wind. Too far outside. Count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. These two teams playing for the opportunity to play in the semifinals against South Allegheny, which will be scheduled for next Tuesday. That pitch misses high. Count runs full 3-2. The last time Deer Lakes made it to a semifinal game was in 2017, where they won against South Park, but then went on to lose in the WPIL Championship. Waynesburg Central hasn't made it to the semifinals since 2010. That ball popped up deep on the shortstop's position, shallow left center field, but under it to make the catch was shortstop Shane Serra for the first out. So a pop out to shortstop starts this top of the 4th inning, and with 1 out and the bases empty, Riley Hicksonbaugh will come to the plate. Riley Hicksonbaugh walked back in the 2nd inning, her only plate appearance. No official at-bats for her to this point. Too high and inside, that's a ball, counts 1-0. That's been a pattern for Maddie Key. She's been keeping the ball high in the zones. Sometimes she's missed over the middle of the plate, especially back in that 1st inning when Waynesburg Central scored a couple runs. But since then, she's been keeping the ball up in the zone. It's like a rising fastball she throws. It's been, in some cases, getting the Waynesburg Central hitters to chase. Other times, though, she's missing too high, but not too many pitches low in the zone. That pitch called a strike over the outside edge. Now the count even 1 ball and 1 strike on Riley Hicksonbaugh. Swing and a miss on that inside fastball. Now the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Key 1 strike away from her 4th strikeout in this game. 1-2 pitch coming. Strike 3 called over the outside edge. Well-placed pitch by Maddie Key. Gets Riley Hicksonbaugh to strike out looking. 4th strikeout for Maddie Key in this game and 2nd out of this top of the 4th inning.
15, center fielder Morgan Stevenson.
So the left-handed hitting Morgan Stevenson will come to bat with 2 outs. In the top of the 4th inning, it's 2-1. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes in this Class 3A WPIL softball quarterfinal game. That pitch called a strike over the inside edge, counts no balls and 1 strike on the left-handed hitting Morgan Stevenson, who in this game is 0 for 1. She popped out to third base in her first at bat, which was back in the 2nd inning. No ball, 1 strike pitch. Swing and a miss. And a fastball right over the middle of the plate. And that moves the count quickly to no balls and 2 strikes. No ball, 2 strike pitch coming to Stevenson. Too high, that ball missed. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs, bases empty. Waynesburg Central up by 1. Corner infielders playing even with their bases with Stevenson at the plate. Swing and a miss on an outside placed fastball. And that strikeout ends the top of the 4th inning. 5th strikeout in the game now for Maddie Key. No runs on no hits. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Nobody left on base. After 3.5 innings, it's Waynesburg Central 2, Deer Lakes 1. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. Deer Lakes batting in the bottom of the 4th inning. They'll send their 6, 7, 8 hitters to the plate. Tia Germanich, Anna Bokolich, and Keegan Cook. The 3 hitters due up. Germanich stands in, right-handed hitter facing the left-handed pitcher, Kendall Lemley. That pitch called a strike over the knees, counts no balls and 1 strike. Germanich in this game is 0 for 1. She grounded out to third base back in the 2nd inning. Deer Lake scored their only run in the 2nd inning on an RBI single by Sophia Lorenza. Pitch inside. Germanich ducked away from the pitch, and as she fell, the ball hit off her helmet. Now they're going to call time and just make sure she's all good in the noggin. And she's walking around, moving her arms. So Germanich, she's okay. First hit by pitch in the entire game. That puts the leadoff runner, Germanich, on with nobody out, and here is Anna Bokolich now. Bokolich is 1 for 1. She singled with 2 outs in the 2nd inning and ended up coming around to score. Bunt shown and tipped off her bat foul back behind home plate. Strike 1. It is 2-1. Waynesburg Central leads Deer Lakes. West Mifflin High School, the neutral site of this Class 3A WPIL softball quarterfinals. The winner of this game goes on to play South Allegheny, who beat Keystone Oaks earlier today. Swing and a line drive over the jumping outstretched glove of Eisenminger at third base. That ball got into left field, quickly relayed in, though, by Hicksonbaugh in left field, forcing every runner on base to play station to station. But Germanich advances to second on the play. Aboard at first with her 2nd hit of the game is Bokolich. And with 2 on and nobody out, that'll bring up number 8 hitter Keegan Cook. Cook in this game is 1 for 1. She doubled back in the 2nd inning, and she set up the RBI single by Lorenza. Now she's batting with 2 on. Bunt shown, and it tipped off her bat as she extended to lay it down, and that goes foul back behind home plate against the backstop. Counts no balls and 1 strike. Deer Lakes trails by a run in the bottom of the 4th inning, but they're threatening to score with nobody out and 2 on. Tia Germanich on third, Anna Bokolich on first. Keegan Cook, the left-handed hitter at the plate, facing the left-handed pitcher, Kendall Lemley. Step back, Lemley winds and throws. Bunt again shown by Cook, and she tips it foul off the end of her bat. So Cook quickly down to the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. And a bunt would be risky with 2 strikes because if she bunts it foul with 2 strikes, she'll be automatically out. And she did get the first and only extra base hit for Deer Lakes back in that second inning. No ball, 2 strike pitch. Outside for a ball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is greensports.net simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Trib HSSN, the exclusive home of both softball and baseball playoffs in the WPIL. So check out their website, tribhssn.triblive.com. That pitch is fouled away. Check out that website to find all playoff games in all classifications. And if you're looking for other Green Sports games covered, greensports.net has West Green and Mapletown and Jefferson Morgan and Union playing right now. So check out those games on greensports.net if you want to see those in Class 1A. That one swung on and missed. Keegan Cook down on strikes. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Lemley. That's the first out of this bottom of the 4th inning. A big out now, because now a ground ball could induce a double play with the runners being forced from first and second base. It's Tia Germanich on second. She was hit by a pitch. Anna Bokulich on first. She singled, and a bunt shown again by the next hitter, Lorenza, and that ball is foul for strike 1. Lorenza hit an infield single that scored a run in her first at bat in the second inning. She is the only run batted in for Deer Lakes so far. Deer Lakes trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning against Waynesburg Central. Waynesburg Central scored both their runs in the second inning and have been clinging on to this lead. Grounded to third, quick throw to first by third baseman Eiseminger. And Sophia Lorenza is out at first base on the ground out. Eiseminger was playing in at third base in front of the bag, so she was able to stab that one quickly and then get the throw off just as quickly to get that second out. Meanwhile, Germanich advances from second to third on the play, and Bokulich advances from first to second. So both those runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and Lydia Guthrie now at the plate. Right-handed hitter stands in facing the left-handed pitcher, Kendall Lemley. As that first pitch misses for a ball, counts 1-0. Lydia Guthrie, 2 strikeouts in both her at-bats in this game so far. Lemley has 3 total strikeouts after she struck out Keegan Cook a couple batters ago. 2-1 Waynesburg Central leads. 1 ball, no strike pitch is over the middle. Right there, called a strike. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Germanich on third, Bokulich on second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, Waynesburg Central up by a run. This is inning 4 of 7 regulation innings. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pivotal point in this game. 2 runners in scoring position, but with 2 outs and now time called. The head coach for Deer Lakes is also the third base coach. That's Rick Serra, who calls time with this 1-2 count and 2 outs and goes and meets up and talks with the batter Lydia Guthrie, who's already struck out twice and 1 strike away from making it a hat trick. She's standing at the very far point in the box with an open stance. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a tapper on the ground in front of the plate. Played by Lemley. Throws to first. And it's not in time. Now runner goes for the plate. The tag is not in time. It's actually missed by Hannah Wood. Now runner goes to second. That play is in time. Tag applied successfully. And the out recorded at second base. So we'll review that one real quick for you. Tia Germanich scores from third base. Anna Bokulich then advanced home when Lemley, the pitcher, threw the ball to first base. Lydia Guthrie beat out the chopper to the pitcher, so that's an infield single for Lydia Guthrie. And she gets 2 RBIs on that play, so Germanich scored from third base on the play. Bokulich never stopped running from second. She scored after Lemley threw the ball from in front of the plate to first base. And then Leah Guthrie, after the throw came home to try to get Bokulich, tried to go from first to second, and Guthrie was thrown out, trying to stretch that on the throw. back to home plate.
Coming up,
But Lydia Guthrie gets 2 RBIs on an infield single and gives Deer Lakes the lead. It's 3-2.
Goodman, Jones,
Deer Lakes now leads Waynesburg Central going to the 5th inning. You're listening to greensports.net simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Top of the order due up for Waynesburg Central, who just lost the lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kylie Goodman, Paige Jones, and Kendall Lemley. Deer Lakes got 2 runs on a hit that didn't move 5 feet past home plate. It's quite the play. As that pitch is swung on and missed, counts even 1 ball and 1 strike. But Lydia Guthrie credited with 2 runs batted in. And the hit that gave Deer Lakes the lead going into the later half of this game. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That one just missed, counts 2 balls and a strike. Kylie Goodman in this game is 0 for 1. She reached base in the 2nd inning on a walk, swinging a foul ball. Two ball, 2 strike count. Kylie Goodman leading off this top of the 5th inning. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. Swinging a foul back. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Waynesburg Central's leadoff hitter and starting shortstop in this game. Wind up at the pitch from Maddie Key. Swinging a pop-up. Foul territory, right to the right of the first base bag, and it's caught by first baseman Keegan Cook for the first out of this top of the 5th inning.
stepping in right fielder, number 22, Paige Jones.
So with 1 out now, that'll bring up number 2 hitter Paige Jones, who's 1 for 2 in this game. She singled and scored back in the 1st inning. That pitch missed for a ball, counts 1-0. Waynesburg Central has not scored since the 1st inning. They got both their runs in that inning on hits from Paige Jones, Kendall Lemley, and Hannah Wood. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Swing and a soft line drive out towards straightaway center field. Played perfectly by center fielder Reese Hazley. Paige Jones flies out for out number 2.
Number 7, Kendall Lemley.
That'll bring up the number 3 hitter for Waynesburg Central. It's Kendall Lemley, who in this game 1 for 2. Her last hit was in the 1st inning. She had a double that scored Paige Jones, so an extra base hit and an RBI for her so far. That pitch missed for a ball. Counts 1 ball, no strikes. It's the top of the 5th inning. There are 2 outs, and Waynesburg Central trails Deer Lakes 3-2. Waynesburg Central batting. That one caught a strike count, evened up 1 ball and 1 strike. Waynesburg Central, the lower seed in this game. They're number 6, facing the higher seeded, number 3 seeded Deer Lakes. Called a strike, counts 1 and 2. Deer Lakes didn't have to play in the first round. Deer Lakes was the last team in the bracket to get a bye. So this is Deer Lakes' first game. Waynesburg Central beat South Park in the first round to get here. The opportunity to play for the semifinals. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Down on strikes goes Paige Jones. And that ends the top of the 5th inning. 6 strikeouts now for pitcher Maddie Lee. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Deer Lakes 3, Waynesburg Central 2. You're listening to greensports.net simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Bottom of the 5th inning is here. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for Deer Lakes. Delaney Kaiser, Shane Serra, and Maddie Key.
0 for 2 on the day. Third baseman, number 41, Delaney Kaiser.
Kaiser 0 for 2 in this game. Grounded out to third in the first. Popped out to shortstop in the 3rd inning. Deer Lakes now has the lead. It's 3-2. Deer Lakes scored a couple runs in the 4th inning to take the lead. Now that ball popped up, shallow infield. That will be caught on a basket diving catch by the second baseman of Waynesburg Central, Lily Rush. That ball was popped up just over the head of Kendall Lemley, the pitcher. And Lily Rush ran on a full sprint toward the middle of the infield, dove, outstretched glove, underhand, made a basket catch to record the first out of this bottom of the fifth inning. That'll bring up now Shane Serra with one out, the base is empty. Swinging a ground ball to third base, bobbled a bit by the bird baseman Eiseminger, but Eiseminger then recovered well and threw it quickly to first base and got the out of Shane Serra. Shane Serra out at first by a quarter of a step.
For out number 2. That brings up the pitcher, number 13, Matty Key. 1 for 2 today, Matty Key.
So 2 quick outs induced by Kendall Lemley, Waynesburg Central's pitcher, and that'll bring up the opposing pitcher, Deer Lake's pitcher, Matty Key, who takes a strike over the outside edge, counts no balls and 1 strike. Matty Key is 1 for 2 in this game. She singled in the third inning, batting from the left side of the plate against the left-handed pitcher, Kendall Lemley. No ball, 1 strike pitch. Check swing, but that pitch dipped below the zone, and no appeal makes it a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike pitch. Swing and a chopper foul down the first base side, hits the dugout, face of the dugout of Deer Lakes, and that'll move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Been a rather low-scoring game to this point. Offense coming in spurts. 3-2, Deer Lakes leads Waynesburg Central. 1-2 pitch coming to Matty Key, swung on and hit. That one hits off the face of the third base dugout that Waynesburg Central occupies. And that foul ball keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the only softball game we're covering today from 3A, Waynesburg Central, a Greene County team. The other 2 games are from Class 1A in softball. You can check those out on greensports.net. That pitch missed low and inside. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Greensports.net also covering some baseball games today. You can check those out on the website. Again, just go right to the homepage. You'll see the broadcast of the day on greensports.net. 2-2 pitch coming. Swung on, grounded right to first base. Kaylee Varner, the first baseman, fielded it glove side and took 2 more steps right to the base to get the unassisted putout that ends the 5th inning. No runs on no hits, and nobody left on base for Deer Lakes in the bottom of the 5th inning. And after 5 full innings, it's 3-2. Deer Lakes leads Waynesburg Central. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. And it's the top of the 6th inning. Waynesburg Central scheduled to bat. They've got their 4, 5, 6 hitters due up. Hannah Wood, Lily Rush, and Erilyn Eiseminger. Hannah Wood in this game has reached base twice, once on a single, once on a walk. She leads off this top of the 6th inning of 7 regulation innings. That pitch misses for a ball, counts 1-0. 7 innings in WPIAL high school softball. 1 ball, no strike count on Hannah Wood. Lefty on lefty matchup. Pitch from Key is too far inside off the plate. Counts 2-0. Matty Key still pitching. She struck out 6 to this point. She's given up 2 earned runs on 3 hits and also walked 3. 2-0 pitch from Key. Swing and a soft fly ball out towards straightaway left field. Tailing away from the left fielder, Tina Waxmonski, but she adjusted well, ran a few steps back as that ball was dropping, and she makes the catch for out number 1. Hannah Wood set down for the first time in this game on that fly out to left field. 1 out, top of the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Lily Rush, who's 0 for 2 in this game, batting from the right side of the plate. Just a bit outside on that fastball. It's ball 1. This game just about 2 innings left in it, and it's a tight one, 3-2. Deer Lakes has the advantage right now. Swinging a foul ball back. Behind the backstop, count evened up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Waynesburg Central got 2 in the first inning. Deer Lakes scored 1 in the second, then put up 2 in the 4th inning. That's how they have the 3-2 advantage. Swinging a soft ground ball toward the left side of the infield, spinning weirdly. Sarah, the shortstop, plays it, but that ball had too much English on it. She couldn't pick it up in time. And the speedy Lily Rush reaches on an infield single.
Lily Rush safe at first. That brings up third base.
So a one-out infield single by Lily Rush
Eisenmenger.
brings up the number 6 hitter and third baseman of Waynesburg Central, Erilyn Eisenmenger. Eisenmenger in this game 0 for 2 with a strikeout. One of 6 strikeout victims of Maddie Lead to this point in the game. Bunt shown, and it gets down right to Lee, the pitcher, who will elect to make the play at first base for out number 2, throw to second after Rush rounded second base, but she gets back in plenty of time. So that'll go down as a sacrifice bunt by Eisenmenger, and that puts the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs. Lily Rush on second base, advancing from first to second on that sacrifice bunt. And with 2 outs and the potential tying run at second base, Kaylee Varner comes to bat. Right-handed hitter in against the left-handed pitcher. That one caught a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Varner. Varner in this game 0 for 2, struck out and popped out. They're 2 at-bats so far. This is a pivotal point in the game. No ball, 1 strike pitches. Popped softly out towards the right center field. And running into the right center field gap and making the catch is Lydia Guthrie, and that fly out ends the top of the 6th inning. So for Waynesburg Central, no runs scored on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base in scoring position. After 5.5 innings, it's Deer Lakes 3, Waynesburg Central 2. You're listening to greensports.net simulcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. Deer Lakes to bat. They'll send their 5, 6, 7 hitters up. Reese Hazley, Tia Germanich, and Anna Bokulich. 3-2 is the score. Deer Lakes leads Waynesburg Central. First pitch was off the plate, but the home plate umpire said that Reese Hazley committed a swing, so that's strike 1. Kendall Lemley still doing the pitching. 3 earned runs given up so far. That pitch called a strike, counts 0-2. 3 runs given up on 7 hits. She hasn't walked a batter, but she did hit one. So same result, just a little more painful for the batter in that case. 0-2 pitch, caught a strike right over the outside edge of the plate. Reese Hazley strikes out to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now the 4th strikeout for Waynesburg Central's pitcher, Kendall Lemley. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, and stepping in now is right-handed hitter Tia Germanich. Swinging a ground ball to Kylie Goodman at shortstop. She quickly throws to first and gets Germanich out by a step. So a 1 pitch out of Germanich is the 2nd out of the bottom of the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Anna Bokulich with 2 outs and the bases empty.
24, Anna Bokulich.
It's been a well-played softball game to this point, and it's a tight one. The score represents it. 3-2 is the score. Deer Lakes, the higher-seeded team, leading Waynesburg Central, the lower-seeded team, 3-2. Waynesburg Central 6 seed, Deer Lakes 3 seed, as that pitch is called a strike. It's 0-1. The winner of this game goes on to play South Allegheny in the semifinals. South Allegheny beat Keystone Oaks earlier today, and both these games are on the same side of the bracket. That pitch missed down low, count even 1-1. Deer Lakes hasn't been to a semifinal matchup in the WPIL since 2017. Waynesburg Central hasn't since 2010. Ground ball to shortstop, diving backhand, it's stopped by Goodman. From her knees, she holds the ball. Elects not to throw it, with Bokulich getting down the line quickly. But that diving backhanded stop saves a run from, or not a run, saves an extra base hit from potentially being achieved by Bokulich. So she's limited to 1 base with that ball staying on the infield. And with 2 outs and a runner on first base now, left-handed hitting Keegan Cook comes to bat. She is 1 for 2 in the game. She doubled and struck out in this game. There's a pop-up down the third base line, but that's out of the reach of Eisenmenger, the third baseman. Foul ball, strike 1. Tight game in this quarterfinals between Deer Lakes and Waynesburg Central. This is the quarterfinals of the WPIL softball bracket. Winner goes on to play South Allegheny. Loser is done for the season. That pitch misses low and inside. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 outs. It's a 1-run game. Deer Lakes leads. Bokulich on first base. Keegan Cook at the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup. The pitch from Lemsley is hit in the air. Out towards straightaway center field. Morgan Stevenson gives chase and makes the catch. And that fly out ends the 6th inning. So for Deer Lakes, no runs scored on a hit and 1 runner left on base. Since Waynesburg Central trails, they've got 1 more opportunity to at least tie the game in regulation. We'll go to the top of the 7th inning. Waynesburg Central trails this game 3-2. You're listening to greensports.net, simulcast on the Triple Live High School Sports Network, presented by First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. I'm Nicholas Callas. Waynesburg Central with 1 more opportunity to at least tie the game. They're down by 1. It's 3-2 going into the top of the 7th. Their 8-9-1 hitters due up. Riley Hickson-Baugh, Morgan Stevenson, and Kylie Goodman. That pitch misses high, ball 1 on Riley Hickson-Baugh, who is 0 for 1 in this game. Well, she's walked and struck out. Pop up behind the plate, and nobody can get there. It's foul. Count evens up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Other playoff games today going on in softball among Greene County high school teams. They're all in 1A. West Greene plays Mapletown. That game being broadcast right now. You can listen to it on greensports.net. And Jefferson Morgan is playing Union. You can listen to that on greensports.net as well. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Strike called over the inside edge. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The other Greene County softball team to make it was Carmichael's, but they lost to Seton LaSalle in the first round yesterday, so they're out. And so far it's just 4 teams, but Waynesburg Central on the brink of elimination as that pitch is swung on and missed. That is out number 1. 7 strikeouts now for Maddie Key, the starting pitcher of Deer Lakes. So Morgan Stevenson will come to bat with 1 out. And the base is empty. Lefty on lefty matchup. Waynesburg Central down by a run. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Waynesburg Central had the early lead. They scored 2 right in the first inning. And that was the last time they scored. Deer Lakes got a run in the 2nd inning and then scored 2 in the 4th inning to take their first lead of the game that they're now holding on to. Swing and a miss on an inside pitch. Jammed her. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Maddie Key with 7 strikeouts and has Morgan Stevenson down 0-2. She swings and misses. Chased a fastball high and outside for out number 2. And Maddie Key has now struck out 8 Waynesburg Central hitters.
Morgan Stevenson goes down on strikes. That brings up the shortstop, number 4, Kylie Goodman.
So Kylie Goodman stands in representing the final out right now for Waynesburg Central. She has the responsibility of keeping the line moving to keep Waynesburg Central's hopes alive. They're down just a run with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Goodman swings, fouls that pitch back behind the plate. That's strike 1. Waynesburg Central hasn't scored since the first inning, when Paige Jones, Kendall Lemley, and Hannah Wood all got hits to drive across 2 runs. No ball, 1 strike pitch. Swinging a foul back. Now Waynesburg Central with just 1 strike to work with. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Don't get hurt, Eddie.
Should have called Hoover to come to the game.
Maddie Key on the mound now. Steps back, winds, and delivers. That pitch too high. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs. Base is empty. Waynesburg Central with 1 strike to work with. They're down 3-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Off-speed pitch just a bit high. That was the slowest pitch that Maddie Key's thrown all game. Counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. On Kylie Goodman, the right-handed hitter of Waynesburg Central, and the leadoff hitter in the order. Swing and a fly ball down the right field line, but that tails foul. That keeps the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kylie Goodman keeping this plate appearance going. She right now also represents the tying run. This is just a 1-run game. Deer Lake's ahead. 2-2 pitch coming again. Too high, counts full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good discipline from Goodman. Paige Jones would bat next as time is called by Tia Germanich. She goes out to talk to pitcher Maddie Key. Well, this could always be a stall tactic or, some hype-up words coming from Germanich, or both. This is a tough spot, and the only thing that, the one thing that can make a hitter antsy is needing to wait. So all the pressure's on the hitter right now. 3 ball, 2 strike pitch coming to Goodman. Too high and inside, that's ball 4. And Kylie Goodman reaches on a 2-out walk. That's the 4th walk issued by Maddie Key in this game. That's now the tying run for Waynesburg Central standing on first base. And now the line moves to Paige Jones batting. She's 1 for 3 in this game. Jones swings and misses, and that hit the umpire. And, well, Kylie Goodman just kept running from first base just in case, but the home plate umpire, who winced in pain for a second and hit off her, the foul tip was delayed in calling a foul ball, so Kylie Goodman was just running just in case, but it was a foul ball, so Goodman will go back to first base. And it's no balls and 1 strike on Paige Jones. It's 3-2. Deer Lakes leads Waynesburg Central, top of the 7th inning. Waynesburg Central is representing the away team as the lower seed, so if they can't score here, the game's over. That pitch caught a strike, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes, and once again, Waynesburg Central has just 1 strike to work with. No ball, 2 strike pitch coming from Key. Just a bit outside. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. Some boos coming from the Deer Lake side. That pitch was close, but not called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch coming. Chased high and inside. Contact made, but it's fouled on the third base line, so the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Deer Lakes has not made it to the semifinals in WPIL softball playoffs since 2017. Waynesburg Central a longer drought since 2010. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a soft line drive caught out at shortstop by Shane Serra, and this softball game is over. The final score, Deer Lakes 3, Waynesburg Central 2. Deer Lakes goes to the semifinals to face South Allegheny, and they make their first semifinal appearance since the 2017 softball season.